In this lesson, you will be learning how to teach your child vocalic R, which is R at the end of words like car, door, here. As you can see by the attached image, this chart puts R at about age 6 for most children. In other words, by age 6, 90% of children can produce the R sound correctly in speech. However, I believe that working on R with preschool or kindergarten kids is a good thing because we want to fix the sound error as soon as possible. The longer a child produces a sound incorrectly, the more entrenched those speech habits become. There are two main types of R, Prevocalic R and Postvocalic R. So Prevocalic R is the initial R or R in front of a vowel like rain, ring, river. And then there's Postvocalic R. This is R after a vowel. We've got lots of these, air, R, ear, ire, or our, and even earl. Some kids can produce one type of R, but not another. In this course, we are going to concentrate on the vocalic R sounds. So how do we practice? Most vocalic R sounds contain the basic sound, so typically I teach that one first. However, you may find that your child just can't produce that one accurately yet, no matter how much she tries. It's okay to try one of the other vocalic R sounds like R or ear to see if that one is easier for her. All of the vocalic R's require the child's tongue to be tight, up and back, tub. The techniques may vary slightly for each type of R, and those differences will be explained in the teaching in isolation lesson of each category. Sometimes kids get discouraged while working on vocalic R because it can take days or months for them to get it right. To lighten up the mood and help them feel where their tongue should go, I do the R warm-up chair. The idea is to get them to produce Y syllables or the Y sound, yeah, because making Y moves the back of their tongue to the back of their mouth where it should be for R. Most kids can say the Y sound, like in yo-yo, fairly easily, so that's why I start with that. So the Y warm-up cheer goes like this, and you can't be afraid to be silly. You've got to own it, and so do they. So here we go. No judgment. Yo, yo. And then they do it. Yo, yo. Yai, yai. They do it. Yay, yay. Yaw, yaw. Yee, yee. And then the last one, they're supposed to put their tongue up and back. Yee. So actually, they really like to do this. I know it's silly, but so every time I do something, yo, yo, then they do it, yo, yo. And then I do, yai, yai. And then they do, yai, yai. Anyway, the practice is to get their tongue in the back of the mouth. And then that last one, year, the tongue goes from the front even more to the back and up. Year. So the E vowel is a good one to practice to try to get because your tongue is kind of up and back already. So here is another practice exercise that I will throw in here and there to kind of lighten up the mood. And so it helps them to get their tongue working in the right way. So you do each line as kind of a chant, and then they repeat it, same as before. So, and I do a little snapping thing too. Eerie, eerie, eerie. And they do it. Eerie, eerie, eerie. And then the next vowel is airy, airy, airy. Airy, airy, airy. And then we go on down to the next vowel. A-E. Irie, irie, irie. And then ori, ori, ori. And then uri, uri, uri. Then you throw in like Ari, 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 and of course, Uri, Uri, Uri. So don't forget to sell it with the finger snaps and the musical styling because that will get them motivated to participate. I even do this with teenagers sometimes. And once you get them to buy in, they have fun with it. So the idea behind this one is to get them to practice getting that vocalic which is sandwiched between two vowels. E, Irie, Eerie. See, if you slow it down long enough, you will hear it. Eerie. So the E vowel sound puts the tongue back in the mouth in the right position to make a good vocalic This also works with the word serious. You tell your child to repeat after you, serious, serious. Now slow it down, serious, and tell him to say that and to really tighten up his tongue as he hits that middle part. Serious. You want to slow down the middle part to turn it into a good if possible. Serious. You can hear that in the middle. And you can make it a game by saying in a mock serious tone, I'm serious. And then have him repeat you, I'm serious. And then you say, no, I'm serious. And then they repeat, no, I'm serious. And so that way you can get them to buy in and practice that more and more because they think they're doing a game and it's fun. And they're trying to get their tongue back there for serious. So I've also had success with some kids by having them practice vowels first. Tell them to repeat after you. Ah, A, E, I, O, U. So some of these kids aren't really paying attention to where their tongue is when they're making these vowel sounds, and some of them aren't even making the vowel sounds correctly or clearly. So you practice that first. A, E, I, O, U, to make sure they have the tongue control to make those different sounds. They may not even realize, oh, I've got to actually make these correctly. And then you kind of add an and have them repeat after you. Or A, or E, or I, or O, or U, and see if they can get that turned into an sound. They most likely will not be able to do that the first time or even the second time. But that's another thing you can practice and kind of sandwich these little practice sessions in between working with other sounds or something so they don't give up. And just gradually they will develop those habits and think about it. Again, this is something you practice each day as they become more familiar with controlling their tongue. Okay, so all of those practice games will help with Vocalic R production. And more specific teaching methods will be included in the next categories. So now it's time to move on to the next lesson and learn more how to teach Vocalic R. Good luck!